Hi everyone, thank you very much for watching. In this video, we'll cover the latest concept brought into life design analysis, the immediate finance arrangement. What we'll be reviewing is how to create an IFA report inside of LDA for a more complex overview of the IFA inside of life design analysis. Please refer to the March webinar, which has been linked in the description down below. As you can see, I've already brought in a whole life plan into my design case page. This is covered off in other videos on our YouTube channel. Please refer to those if you have questions on how to bring in a PAR whole life plan or overfunded UL plan into life design analysis. So once we bring in our whole life plan, the next step is we need to tell the system that we're working on an immediate finance arrangement. This is where I like using our report concepts drop-down menu because we can select our latest IFA pre-selected LDA case design. So what this will do is it will pre-select all the best page options that work for the immediate finance arrangement strategy. So it does the work for me, and now I can move on to the next steps. I'll continue to scroll down a little bit. We'll then see our alternate investment assumptions, which is used a lot of cases for a corporate or personal estate transfer. But just below that, we have our new immediate finance agreement controls. So inside of here is where I can set the parameters for that IFA concept. A lot of these are defaulted in here, such as our finance rate, things such as policy cash value collateral, additional asset collateral. So we can make tweaks to these as we wish, or we can work with the defaults. So what I'll do here, I'll leave this at a 5% finance rate. Cash value collateral, I'll leave this at 90%, as well as the additional asset collateral. Although if we're using specific lenders, we may have different options available there. We have our drop-down menus to include interest deductibility and CPI deductibility, so I'll select those on. Same thing goes for excess CDA. Once we enter that in, we can choose whether this is a holding or opco. From there, we can choose the tax rate that's used. So you can enter that in. I'll leave it at 50% for example's sake today, but that can be modified. From here, I have the ability to toggle on whether I want the interest of the loan getting brought into the loan balance to be paid at death. Be sure that this is an option because from what we've seen, not many lenders allow this to be done anymore. This is more of a previous option through some lenders. So the default that we usually see is it's left as no. If we'd like to include the reinvestment of the loan proceeds into the net estate, we can add that in, and we can choose whether or not we want the loan balance to be paid from the reinvestment proceeds as well. This I've seen is based on personal preference. If we do select this as yes, or regardless, if either one of these options are selected as yes, we'll need to scroll back up to the alternate investment assumptions and create an investment mix. Finally, we can choose the loan assumptions. Advanced insurance payments allows us to choose a percentage of how much of the premium is paid by the loan. Here, 100% is the default. We can also do a fixed annual advance, so we could say what the yearly loan amount will be that pays the premium, what time it starts, and what time it ends. We can also select the max cash value collateral, so it pays off the loan balance through the cash value once that's available or once it's grown to a certain point in time. So for this example, I'll just leave it as 100% of the loan will be paying the premium. If the IFA loan will be repaid within the lifetime of the client, we can set a start and an end year when we want that done. So if we'd like that started 35 years in, and it paid down fully by year 40, we can set it up like this. Or if we want it paid at death, just leave it blank as I am here. This next section is very important. If we're working with a guaranteed paid plan, such as a guaranteed 20 pay, 10 pay, 8 pay, and now 5 pay, which is in the market, we need to enter that into here for the NCPI deductibility. This does not apply for plans that have a premium offset to a certain time period. So a pay to 100, that's offset to mimic a 10 pay, 20 pay. If it is a guaranteed pay to 100, leave it blank. If it is not, enter in that guaranteed pay duration. This is a very key part to the calculations on this concept. Okay, so the last section here is we can set an alternate investment to use for this IFA strategy. One key thing is setting in the target age, but then we can choose our investment mix. There is a video dedicated to this to our YouTube channel, so I'll refer you to that to learn more about these parameters and how they work. But once we're done, now that we've set up the pages, we've brought in our plan, and we've set up the IFA controls, we can now generate this report, and let's see what the end result looks like. All right, now the report's generated, so let's take a look at what we have here. So when we select that IFA report concept, it will bring in graphics such as this one, along with explanations on how the IFA works, who it's for, and why to consider an IFA, the difference between what happens with an IFA's benefits during the lifetime of the client or on death. But LDA is actually intuitive enough to know if I have the IFA repaid during the lifetime of the client, where this section here gets added into this area. So we don't have to choose between different pages if you're working on different strategies. So that's quite a neat feature to save you some time. Here are the details and assumptions, the summary of the IFA and what life insurance is like without an IFA versus with, highlighting our target age at the bottom, which is age 85, comparing that net estate value. Here we can see what it looks like with and without an IFA to the state and what the out-of-pocket cost would be. Keep in mind you can toggle in reduced options at the bottom. Here's our cash flow summary, additional collateral acquired, annual net cash outlay, We can bring in the loan balance, the net strategy value, the net to corp, and there are also those reduced options down below, so the visuals can be quite impactful. We then have our cash flow summary presented in more of a table format, again highlighting our target age, but remember you can always expand these to show the years in between if you wish. We have our tax summary, so we can see the deductibility with the NCPI and how that's factored in and properly done because I selected a guaranteed 20 pay here. But we also have our sensitivity analysis, which shows if the loan rate were to increase by either 1% or by 2%, how that affects the strategy and the net to the estate. Here's our excess CDA page. And then the investment balance, if we were to take the premium dollars and reinvest that elsewhere, what that looks like. So that's a quick summary of how the immediate finance agreement or arrangement works inside of life design analysis. Obviously, it's a pretty complex concept itself, but if you ever have any questions about how to assemble that case, feel free to contact a customer success representative as a part of our team or reach out to us via the live chat. I hope this helps, and thank you very much for your time.